for something special.
To this center as we step into our joy and into our love and our connection. We just take this moment to bless all that is about to unfold. We bless this amazing technology. We bless the message. We bless the people who are in this sanctuary making it happen. Special blessing on our parking fairy, Judy. And of course, blessings on all of you. Please help me anchor this by saying, and so it is. Well, good morning, everybody. We're starting to really get this Facebook Live stuff down. I'm like really excited. So since I'm so excited, why don't we do our purpose and vision and mission statements from home? Get vocal about this. This is who we are. So our purpose, our reason for being, we awaken and inspire love and oneness. Okay, our vision. What is it that we want to create or become? We are an empowered, uplifting, inclusive community. And our mission. How are we going to do this? We're to teach spiritual transformation with grace and joy. And social distancing. And this time we could hear Judy because she's in the parking lot. And so give me half a second. I left the sacred reading on my chair. Okay, there we go. Oh, so this was, of course, out of the Science of Mind magazine. It was written by Reverend Joanne McFadden. If you ask Joe Riggi Jr. what one of his most important contributions to the world is, he might answer, making pizza. Now, upon first hearing it, you might think, that's unremarkable. However, his pizza making is anything but. 2 days a week, the 83-year-old heads down to the city mission in Schenectady, New York, to make 4 dozen pizzas. Now, making pizzas is what he and his wife did for years when they operated their own pizza parlor. But this time around, though pizza making isn't a job, it's his calling. The mission's clients who are reassembling their lives after a period of turmoil assist him. They're either learning a new job skill or simply giving back to the organization that aided them when they were in need, helping to serve about 700 meals a day. So the result for Riggi is a new life and a new energy. Staff and clients love him. and he loves them back. With dough, sauce, mozzarella, and a lot of smiles. So this story gives me pause. What if you were to see everything you do in your life as a calling? Whether you're scrubbing the toilet or teaching a spirituality class. What would your life look like if you expressed the love and joy of spirit consciously and deliberately in your life? Are you up for the challenge? Thank you, Jessica. And for all of those who thought I forgot to light the candles, I did. But it's interesting because this week in lighting the candles, I wanted to do it for our pets. And this week, I accidentally broke midnight this week. He's fine, but, it definitely was a moment this week. And so people held him in prayer, and he's doing fine right now. But the first candle I want to light is surrounding our pets in the love, the unconditionalness, the snuggles, and all the laughs that they're giving us. And now, from wherever you are, I invite you, as I light this second candle, to speak aloud the name of your pet honor them for everything they always do, but especially during this time. So. This is nice. So let's talk about prayer for a minute. So this week kind of sucked. I have to tell you the truth, you know. I broke the dog. I broke myself. My 4-week furlough is going to be a lot longer than 4 weeks. And so I kind of came to that place where it was like, okay, well, life sucks. And then I was like, no, stop. So I reached into my pocket, and what did I have? I had prayer. I had meditation. And I had this spiritual community, which I don't care what's going on in your world. When you have all that, it's the best ever. Nothing can ever take that away from me, and I hope from you. So, prayer. We're still doing the prayer circles. It's on the e-blast, basically Monday through Friday. There is a time that there is a call-in number, and you can call in, and there will be a practitioner there on the line ready to pray with you and maybe do some other stuff if there's more than one person. And then if you're looking to have a private prayer, just let them know, and after the phone call's over, they'll arrange for a private prayer. But you have the same support that I do. You have the same love that I do, so use it. It's going to be great. So for our announcements today, in case you guys didn't hear, the American Medical Association released a press release this week. They have certified that walking from your couch to the refrigerator is actual exercise. And so you can actually double down on that and get double the points if you actually put the dirty dishes in the dishwasher. So keep that in mind. We're thinking about having a prayer group centered around those of us who haven't been able to get haircuts yet. We'll let you know when that's happening. And then, last but not least, we're going to continue to hold virtual services for at least a couple of more weeks as the city sorts out this whole opening up and what that looks like. So I think that's it for announcements. We get to go back to Jessica.
The February issue of Guidepost magazine, a lady by the name of Deborah Goldstein tells a powerful story. When she was a young girl, she had a strong creative side to her. She liked to do all sorts of different and creative things. As she grew older, she focused more on her education, on schoolwork and whatnot, but she still had that side of her that she liked to think of as creative. And she graduated from high school, and her dream was to become a writer. She wanted to write. But she also realized that there were a lot of people writing a lot of things, and not all of them get published. And it can be a pretty difficult world out there as a writer. And the practical side of her said that she should do something else, that she should even continue her education. She even thought one upon a time of being a comedian, and her mother supported her in that. She says, you're as funny as any comedian on TV. You should do that. But she was still drawn back into writing. She attended college, she graduated, and she was actually moving to New York City to join a publishing company and get her foot into writing that way. And she moved to New York, but at nighttime it was still pulling on her that she should be doing something more practical. And so she began filling out applications for law school. And as she writes, I pushed writing to the back of my mind and focused on the applications. Well, sure enough, she was accepted into law school. She accepted an appointment to a very prestigious university in Alabama, and she went to law school. She kept her nose to the grindstone. I hardly noticed as time flew by. By 25, I had graduated and was working as a labor lawyer in Birmingham, Alabama, arguing for equal pay case of first impression. By 30, I was married to the love of my life, Joel. We raised 2 of his children and then 2 more of our own, a boy and a girl, twins. At age 36, I was appointed to one of the youngest federal administrative law judges in the country, only one of 6 in the entire country. And she kept devoted to the law and to that practical side of her. For years I lived to the letter of the law, making both my parents proud. As a judge with a heavy calendar, a heavy caseload, and my father was happy knowing that I was the chair of my temple's education committee. Wasn't quite a teacher, but pretty close. But then she stated, but I wasn't writing much except for briefs and legal articles. I couldn't help but feel as if something was missing in my life. On top of everything else, I kept late hours with my youngest son, Stephen, who hated going to sleep. I wistfully said one evening how I missed having more time, especially time to write. The 9-year-old Stephen looked up and said, why don't you just do it? I was taken aback. Well, why not do it? Well, because of my family, because of my other commitments. How could I explain this to a child? Because I said, you won't go to bed. When bedtime came, Stephen went right to his room, turned off the light, no muss, no fuss. And I was left with an evening. I didn't know quite what to do. Like many moms in that situation, I turned on a movie, I did my nails, probably ate a bonbon, I don't know. But in the morning, Stephen walked into the kitchen and said, well, Mom, did you finish? I felt like an idiot. Here I was preaching to my daughter's Girl Scout troop how to reach for the sky, follow your dreams, and what was I doing? It took almost 12 years of guilt, false starts before I finally sat down to write something significant. The story goes on, and I won't labor you with it, but at one point she turned within for guidance, and what she said is, as I prayed, I relaxed and opened myself to divine direction. The knot in my stomach went away, and I felt at peace. At 56, I had become a mystery author, and my mother was thrilled. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Alaska Center for Spiritual Living, and thank you for allowing us to come into your home on this beautiful, beautiful Alaskan day. Welcome to the Alaska Center for Spiritual Living. And I can go no further without thanking Jessica and Aaron. I am talking today about life's purpose and really getting into what you do. And as I sat and watched you two this morning, and the joy that you have working together, the joy that you have in presenting the music side of this Sunday celebration is inspiring to me. Thank you so very, very much. The title of my talk today is, What is Mine to Do? This last Thursday was the beginning of the Islamic spiritual practice of Ramadan. I decided that I would turn to that widely respected, known academic resource of Wikipedia. But they did. They give a really good summation of Ramadan. Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection, self-improvement, and heightened devotion and worship. Muslims are expected to put more effort into following the teachings of Islam. The fast, called the Psalm, begins at dawn and ends at sunset. In addition to abstaining from eating and drinking during this time, Muslims abstain from sexual relations, sinful speech, and behavior. The act of fasting is said to redirect the heart away from worldly activities, its purpose being to cleanse the soul by freeing it from harmful impurities. Muslims believe that Ramadan teaches them to practice self-discipline, self-control, sacrifice, and empathy for those who are less fortunate. And I thought, well, that's a great idea. That can be a good segue into science of mind, spiritual practices, and I can build a sermon around that. Then I got a call from a lady named Kathy. She's in Fort Collins, Colorado. And on the Camino last time, we had walked on and off, for an hour here, a half hour there, over the first 2 or 3 days of our Camino this last time with Kathy and her friend Laura. Kathy is a life coach, and she writes a blog, and she was doing some stuff, and she wanted to interview a Science of Mind minister about the experience of walking the Camino and how that did. And as she asked questions and this interview unfolded, I came to the awareness that the spiritual practices are important, but they're not all it is. It gives us the opportunity to step into that part of life. In terms of the Camino, the hours spent walking give us a time to turn within. The hours of 4, 6, 8 hours a day of silence gives us an opportunity to go in and really deal with the inside of our lives. It gives us this opportunity to forgive ourselves. We've all made mistakes, and it gives us an opportunity to let go of that finally. And almost as important, it gives us an opportunity to forgive others. We've all been wronged in one way or another, and this gives us an opportunity to let that go as well. But I think most importantly, the hours of silence and the internal examination, the internal reflection gives us an opportunity to analyze what is mine to do. It's very much the same as the activities of the Ramadan. To go within, to look at these principles, to embrace them. Ernest Holmes wrote, "As we come to open our thought to a greater acknowledgement and acceptance of the divinity that resides within us, we find ourselves on the pathway to achieving the purpose for which we were created, to express the nature of the divine, the source of our being." Our life purpose is to allow that divine current to flow through us. The Daily Guide, this is April of 2012, the Daily Guide for April 23rd. It's written by Dr. Jim Lockhart. He's a frequent contributor to the Minister's Listserv, but he wrote something really profound about our spiritual practices and how we can go within. When we realize that spiritual practices, principles, and growth are about more than mere process, that they are about connecting with the deepest aspects of our divine nature, then we are ready to create lives of rich meaning. So what is this divine purpose, and how do we find it? Finding our divine purpose. I have this vision of running around looking for our divine purpose like we're looking for a lost set of car keys and we're late to a meeting. You know, we're looking under the couch, under the sofa cushions. We're looking in the junk drawer, you know, looking in the pockets of the coat we wore last week. Where are our keys? It's not like that at all. We're not looking for something. Wayne Dyer said, "A purpose is not something that you are going to find. It is something that you will find. It was something that will find you. And it will find you only when you are ready and not before." So how do we go about finding that divine purpose? I think there are 3 steps. The first one is you just know it. We get nudges. A lady by the name of Jerry Short and her husband had a beloved little dog. His name was Snickers, and they loved Snickers very, very much. But Snickers got older, and when Snickers was 15, Snickers passed away, and they were very, very sad. And years went by, and people asked, "Well, are you going to get another dog?" And they always said, "No, we're not ready." And one day they were talking, and, "Is it ready? Are we ready for another dog?" And neither one of them really knew, and they didn't really feel anything. And so Jerry said, "Well, let's just look for a sign. Let's be open for a sign if we should get another dog or not." That Saturday they went to their usual golf match. They went to the golf course, and on their way home from the golf course, they pulled up to a busy intersection, and out of the corner of her eye, Jerry saw a little black blur go by, and she realized that it was a little black dog, and it ran right out, and it ran in front of a bus. The bus had stopped, but it was going past, and the other cars going the other way were whizzing by, and this little black dog was out there, and it was scared, and didn't know what to do. And she jumped out of the car. She ran over, and she picked up this little black dog. She ran back to her car, and she got in. The little dog was happy, and it hugged her. And I had this vision of midnight. The love that they have for that dog, it reminded me of a little midnight. And they took this little black dog home, and it had a tag. They called the tag. The lady was ecstatic. "Oh my God, you found my dog. Thank you so much. Oh, that's wonderful. I'll be right over to get it." And sure enough, she was there in moments to get her dog, and she was so happy to get her dog back. And so Jerry handed her to the dog, and he went to the door to say goodbye. The lady thanked her again. And she said, "Oh," Jerry said, "by the way, what's the little dog's name?" And she says, "Oh, his name's Snickers." It's that sign that we get. When we know that we're on our purpose, we get a sign. And then things just seem to fall into place. Things happen. We get little nudges. We get a little assist in what we're doing. A lady by the name of Mandy De Leon was a salsa instructor at a dance studio. And she had the background and everything else to help the owner in more ways than just instructing dance. But she was hesitant to do it. She didn't know if that's what she should be doing or not. And the owner had to leave town and had given her the task of not only teaching this first class, but registering all the students and collecting the money. And so Mandy did that. She did everything. She had it all in a blue folder. She was a very detailed, meticulous person, almost OCD. She was very detailed that way, and she was going to give the folder to the owner's son that night when he stopped by. Then she got ready, and She couldn't find the blue folder, which was so unlike her. She couldn't find it, and she started to look for it. She got this urge to look in her recycle bin, and she thought, what's that all about? I hadn't even been there today. How could it be there? Set it aside. She continued to look. Couldn't find it. Pulled again to look in the recycle bin. Finally, okay, I'll look in the recycle bin. She got in, and after she dug for a few minutes, she looked down, and there was the blue folder with the registration and over $1,000 in it. We get those assists. When we open ourselves up and allow it to go, we get that assist from the divine. We get that help from something more. So the third way for us to determine that divine purpose is to go within. I urge you to explore the things that you love and do the things that come easy for you. Explore the things that you love and do the things that come easy for you. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have to put in the work. You still have to do your part. Aaron practices the piano. Jessica practices singing. Yes, the outcome is absolutely beautiful, and it seems obvious to me that they love what they're doing and they love working with one another. I think it's a magnificent thing, and they have to practice. And if you're going to be in that, you have to practice too. What qualities do you enjoy expressing? What qualities of the divine do you enjoy? I thought about that, and I thought, well, what qualities, Don, do you enjoy of the divine? Well, one is humor. I'm a prankster. I like to tell jokes. I do things. You wouldn't know it by some of the jokes I've had to tell. But I love humor, and that is one of the ways that I like to express. I don't know how to put a name on this second one, but one of the things that really floats my boat, I call it the aha moments, and it is when I can make a point, whether it be spiritual, academic, whatever it is, when I make a point and then I can tell a story, and when people hear the story, they get the aha moment. Oh, that's what the old geezer's talking about. And it sinks in, and that is something that excites me. That's what fills me, are those aha moments. I think maybe it has something to do with transformation, but I don't know. Think about the times that you have experienced that type of joy. Those are the areas that you will find your divine calling. Now, it doesn't mean that everything has to always be easy. There are gifts in adversity. When we can survive an illness, when we can survive financial ruin, addiction, or disasters, man-made or otherwise, natural, we can give courage to others to do the same. We can give courage to others by some of the things that we have had to face. Think of this week in National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and how the people that have endured loss of a loved one to homicide are supported by the others that have gone through the same thing. We have all had pain and fear, and we all have a need to be loved. And we can all grow through adversity. This doesn't have to be a major life change. We don't have to go through some horrible trials and tribulations in order to do it. An example came earlier this month. We're supposed to have the Boston Marathon, and there is a chef and restaurant owner named Matt Lewis. He's from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and he was all set to run in the Boston Marathon, and because of the virus, the marathon was postponed to September, but he didn't want to waste all of the training and preparation and things that he had done for that. So he got the bright idea that he was going to run his own virtual Boston Marathon. So on the day that the marathon was to be held, he got on his treadmill, he opened up a GoFundMe account, and his purpose was to raise money for all of the employees at his 4 restaurants that he had to lay off because of the closing of restaurants and whatnot. So he got on his treadmill and thought he might, collect a few dollars. What he didn't realize was the group of people that assembled, all 6 feet apart, outside of his house to cheer him on as he ran his virtual Boston Marathon. He finished in 3 hours and 23 minutes. I think it's quite good. But more importantly, he raised over $20,000 for the employees at his restaurants. We all don't have to do giant things, but what the things we do, we can do with love. Sounds like one of our songs. We are all here on purpose. A lady by the name of Cynthia Creech read an article in a paper about a breed of cattle, the Randall breed. And this breed of cattle was in danger of going extinct. It was down to only 15 animals left, and they were not in good shape. The owner was unable to care for them properly, and it appeared that these 15 animals left in this particular breed of cattle were going to perish, and this breed would then be extinct. And she was so touched by this. She did a little bit of research on it, and she just knew what she had to do. She left her high-paying, highly influential government job. She liquidated all of her holdings. She was able to buy a small ranch, and she bought those 15 cattle, and she devoted herself to their care and taking care of them. She got an assist from a breeders association that taught her how to breed so that she didn't have the wrong mixture of the genes in the gene pool. She gave them care. She took care of them, and today there are over 300 Randall cattle in 15 states and in Canada, in 28 different farms. This is what she wrote. Creech said, "I had only determination and love when she decided to save the Randalls, but that was all she needed because she had truly found her purpose. Her story illustrates the amazing and wonderful ways the Spirit chooses to express through each of its individual creations. In her special and unique calling, Creech is living the beautiful qualities of love, caring, compassion, and kindness that come directly from Spirit. Each of us has these qualities waiting to be expressed in the world. Yet each of us will express Spirit in a way that is unique. It is exciting to know that Spirit has such creative ways to express as and through each of us." Takeaway today, the thing that I want everybody to remember, this is a quote from Ernest Holmes, and it's, "Let us all then accept the single fact that the road to God is through the self, and that the pathway to an ever-increasing experience can be filled with joy. We can sing as we go along, and why need we deny ourselves the privilege of immediate union? For all of the long tomorrows will be but a continuation of the short todays. Why not find life here and now?" And so it's with that awareness of that ever-presence life, capital L life, that is the infinite intelligence, the infinite creative force of the universe that is continually with each and every one of us. And I invite my colleagues, the practitioners, to join me in holding our congregation in love and in light, and simply recognizing that that infinite presence is continually and forever seeking to express itself through and as each of us. We all have a magnificent divine purpose. Maybe it's making pizzas. Maybe it's saving cattle. Maybe it's one of 100 different things. Some things may be great, some things may be small, some things may touch thousands of people, and some things may only touch those in the immediate vicinity, but they are all equal, and they are all important. For it is when we allow that divine current to flow through us on and out that we really express life. So we just give thanks now for our awareness of that divine presence. We step back, we allow that divine current to flow through us. We let all of the temporary things of the day fall aside, health issues, money issues, relationship issues. These are all temporary. The permanent things are love, abundance, prosperity, vitality, excitement, and most of all, love. And that is what we embrace on this day. So we just give thanks now. We can step away and we can allow that perfect divine current to flow through us. We allow our divine current to blossom. So we give thanks, we let it go, we let it be, and so it is.
Let there be less of me, let there be more of thee, less of the human, more of the divine, less that belongs to me, more than is thine, more of God's nature, and less that is mine. Order and harmony now are in place. Where there is harmony, discord will cease. Where there is harmony, there will be peace. Not personality, individuality. More of the Spirit self shining through me. Teach me humility. Let me your servant be. Give me serenity, selfless and free. Order and harmony now are in place. Where there is harmony, discord will cease. Where there is harmony, there will be peace. Let there be less of me, let there be more of thee, less of the human, more of the divine, less of the human, more of the divine.
Now is the time in the service where we are afforded the opportunity to once again participate in the law of circulation. For those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, you can go to our website, CSLalaska.org, and on the upper bar there is a button that says, what does it say? Support us. Yes. Support us, and you can click on that, and there's an opportunity. Somebody questioned and said, well, I don't want to...
Rev, there's something I think maybe in front of you.
I
don't know if you...
noticed that. It's the basket for collections. I don't know. I maybe social distancing. I'm not, last week was a 10-foot pole. I really, there's so much I don't know. Anyway, CSLalaska.org, support us, and you can make a one-time contribution. Somebody was on there and thought that it had to be an ongoing thing, and they didn't want to make it ongoing. They just wanted to make a one-time contribution, and you can certainly do that as well. There's a little place on there that says just one time, or you can do it every week or once a month or whatever you want to do. You can do that. So with that in mind, we can move on to our affirmation. To join me in our affirmation: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is. Oh, it goes down.
Okay. I'm ready. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Our affirmation today, I am here on purpose.
I am here on purpose.
I am a creation of divine intelligence.
I am a creation of divine intelligence.
I create a life of meaning and purpose.
I create a life of meaning and purpose.
So it is.
And so it is.